Wow, so this is an enviable position. We'll get to that. So I think I'm the last speech. I'm not the last speech. So I only have a little bit of good news, is that I only have a bachelor's degree. So my speech will be the least academic and the least eloquent. Thanks, guys. So first of all, I want to thank Allie. I didn't think I was going to be able to. For a bevy of reasons. But slotting me in this spot after a full day of drinking was a very promising surprise. Max had the same thing at my wedding, so I'm glad I get to do the same thing. So for a bit of background, Max and I were randomly assigned roommates at Tufts. I remember exactly where I was actually when we were randomly assigned. I was at a hotel in Sedona, Arizona. Beautiful, beautiful place, and it means a lot to me, so much so that I've never been back to the state of Arizona. So obviously a great foundation for the boys to start out on, and now my phone will not open. Thanks a lot, Steve Jobs. R.I.P. So obviously a great foundation for the two of us to start a long-lasting friendship. We had a lot of similarities and we had a lot of differences. I'm going to run through a few of those for you guys just so we're all on the same page. First of all, sense of humor. Max and I have the most aligned sense of humor probably of anybody I've ever met. Freshman year, we lived in a dorm together, obviously. We had 2 twin beds, we had no TV, we had no cable. We had a 17-inch laptop, and we had season 1 of Chappelle's Show. So I don't know how familiar everybody is with Chappelle's Show, but in the first episode of Chappelle's Show, there's a gentleman by the name of Clayton Bigsby. He is a blind black man who is also a white supremacist. So that's obviously an absurd kind of premise in general, but the main thing that I pulled from that is there was a book involved in that sketch by the name of Dump Truck, which we both thought was the funniest thing of all time. I don't know why, like you can hear Max laughing, and without context, that's hilariously unfunny, but I honestly don't care, it's Max's wedding, so whatever. The second point I want to hit on is style. So I'm a borderline narcissist, I would say. I had a really good joke lined up about this beautiful mock turtleneck I'm wearing right now. Very fall, very seasonal. And I got cuffed big time by a couple of things. Someone is wearing a larger turtleneck than I am. So I debated taking him out, but I decided to break bread. It didn't really work. We'll get there. And Max wore a very nice suit. I was pleasantly surprised.
First compliment I've ever gotten no outfit.
We'll get there. So Max's sartorial ventures have been very interesting. He came at with Tufts, and he was pretty much just wearing the clothes of a middle school soccer player. He was prominently featuring a lot of Skechers dress shoes. So it's been amazing to see him move on to the modern musings of stuff like Argyle, quarter zip sweaters, Skechers dress shoes. Everything is coming full circle. So yeah, we're not on the same page there. That was not a similarity if everybody wasn't clear. So one of the other things that we loved a lot was beer and pizza. 2 great things. We loved it so much that we would try new beer and we would try new pizza, and we would hang the packaging on the walls of our dorm room. So we had limited edition Domino's used XXL pizza boxes hanging on our walls. And you can imagine that went over very well with the ladies and with a lot of people on campus. So Max obviously got a lot of girls, and Max now is subsequently gluten-free. Is it related? I'll let you guys decide. The main thing I want to hit on here is there was one moment freshman year of college that I kind of knew Max was the one. And I was walking home from class one night. I had just gotten dinner. I was walking in the front door of the dorm, and it sounded like a brick dropped next to me. And I later found out that that was actually a frozen orange dropped by Max from the 4th floor of our dorm. Which is, you know, I've had a lot of time to reflect on this for a couple of different reasons. Number one, preemptively freezing an orange to drop at your roommate who you don't know very well is an absolutely psychopath. Second of all, I'm lucky to be alive. Thoughts and prayers to me. The main bond I think we share, and honestly I do think that I probably pulled this more out of him than anybody else, and probably not to the appreciation of Allie to an extent, is that Max and I are both objectively assholes. It's true. We're great human beings, but we are assholes. So we've gotten a lot of good laughs about a lot of, you know, maybe ventures that other people would deem to be fairly scummy. But again, we got a lot of laughs about it. And those people that were judging us, they were strangers. We will never see them again. So hopefully, you know, we're kind of past that, but hopefully we can keep that going. So I played baseball at Tufts. It did not go well. Surprisingly, they do treat D3 baseball like D1 baseball. It was terrible. I had fake mono for the first semester and then I quit. So I don't know what that says about my character. Probably a lot, but that's fine. So I was not a huge fan of Tufts in general. It was a pretty unfun place to be, with the exception of people like Barat, who had a lovely showing last night. I just want to give him a round of applause for that.
He got fucked up.
But I did stay at Tufts, and I stayed at Tufts because of Max. I know, very sweet, right? So did Max rob me of a better college experience? Maybe. Did Max rob me of a potential Major League Baseball career? Probably. Truly we'll never know. It's fine. I'm fine. So I did get a couple things about sticking out. You know, I stuck it out at Tufts. Wait, yeah, Tufts. Sick, jumbos, yeah, elephant. So the two main things that I got out of Tufts was I met my wife, Jennifer, while I was studying abroad in Switzerland. Despite this poor portrayal of myself, I would say she's the nicest person in the entire world. And I got a best friend. So those are two pretty good things. So I can't really look back on it with too much negativity at this point. So we graduated from college. Max propped himself up from a career standpoint based on my allegiances and people that I knew. Especially one Kevin Rosofsky over there. And he coincidentally decided, hey, I'm gonna go work for a company that's based in your hometown of Hopkinton, Massachusetts. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna be very good friends with all your friends. And at that point, he became more and more a part of my group of friends. He became more and more a part of my family. I don't know how, but my mom would probably say that she introduced the two of us, but I don't think that's humanly possible. But from there, you know, we obviously kept in touch. I was in Chicago for a while. I was in Boston for a while. And, you know, we were as close as ever. And I'm not sure if you guys heard, but Max did end up going to MIT. Yeah, I know. I've heard that too. And to be honest, I didn't like it. Saw him a lot less. He would ghost on me on the regular. But in the context of being at MIT, he met Adam. And he started being less of an asshole. And when I did see him, he seemed a lot happier. So I couldn't be happy for the two of them. I don't see him as much as I do anymore. I'm living in Amsterdam now. You know, we see each other from time to time, but you know, the transition from Max and I throwing frozen oranges at each other to today has been a pretty good one. So all the stories and jokes aside, Max is somebody that I'm honored to call my brother. That Max and Allie are lucky to be married together, and that somebody that his mom would be immensely proud of. So I don't have a drink, but if everybody could raise a glass to the two of them, yeah, I'm good. I'll have another one after this now. Thank you guys for giving me the time here. Really appreciate it. Love you both.
All right. I'm still figuring out what I learned from Ryan's speech. I think I learned two things. I think one of them is that Ryan reminds me a little bit of Steve Jobs. And the second is that Max is truly a psychopath. Like a frozen orange is a savage move.